are a direct result of increased concentrations of these elements in the raw water resources at Harding Dam. Current water quality results indicate that while the final water is out of specification in terms of the limits for iron and manganese, it fully complies with the prescribed health limits as per SANS 241 standards. The water therefore remains safe for consumption.
The Western Cape Health Department has recorded an increase in measles cases. The measles outbreak has been reported in areas including Khayelitsha, Somerset West, Mitchells Plain and Citrusdal. The department's Monique Johnson says officials are also managing a diphtheria outbreak. She adds that a nationwide decline in vaccinations has resulted in a drop in population immunity.
The Western Cape is experiencing a measles outbreak along with managing diphtheria cases in parts of the Cape Metropole. With vaccination rates declining across the province, many children are now vulnerable.
To this now, Stats SA says used vehicles are cheaper than a year ago, giving consumers on the market for pre-loved cars some reprieve. The annual change for transport slipped to 0.7% last month from twice that figure in October, pulled lower by softer inflation rates for vehicles and fuel. Stats SA says the latest data reveals a consistent decline in used vehicles pricing since August of 2024. Chief Director for Price Statistics at Stats SA, Patrick Kelly.
Used vehicles were on average 1.8% cheaper in November 25 compared with November 24.
Kelly says new vehicles, on the other hand, were more than 1% more expensive in the 12 months to November.
Prices for used SUVs were down by 3.9%, while prices for new bakkies climbed by 2.8%. Fuel prices dropped by 2.2% between October and November, dragging the annual rate for fuel down to 0.1%.
And teachers in the UK will be receiving training on how to spot the early signs of misogyny in boys. The training will include lessons on how to talk to learners about issues such as consent and the dangers of sharing intimate images. The range of measures have been unveiled as part of government's long-awaited strategy to halve violence against women and girls. The Department of Education commissioned the research, which surveyed school teachers and found that 70% of their schools had actively dealt with sexual violence and or harassment between children. Gold is trading at $4,234.34 an ounce. The rand is at 16.78 to the dollar, 22.39 to the pound, 19.66 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $59.68 a barrel.
Well, at this stage, if you're leaving Protea Glen heading towards Eldorado Park, there's bumper traffic on the N12 eastbound. That's between the R558 and the R554 Abu Bakr Drive due to flooding. Also traveling through Bedfordview heading into Germiston. There's slow-moving traffic on the N3 southbound near Van Buren due to an earlier accident.
It's a cloudy afternoon in Gauteng with scattered showers and thundershowers expected. Temperatures have peaked at highs of between 24 and 26 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour: a total of 13 illegal miners have been arrested in Babong in the northwest in the last 2 weeks.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
You're with Relebogile Mabotja.
Live, streaming countrywide
On the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM.
Minutes after 1 o'clock. Welcome to 7:02 Afternoons with me, Relebogile Mabotja, on this Thursday, the 18th of December. It really is the countdown to the year, just in terms of also those of us that are on air doing shows. This is my second last show that I'm going to be enjoying to do with each and every one of you. And we have a treat. I want to ask of all of you, what are you leaving off in 2025 going into 2026? That's the simple question. What are you leaving behind in 2025? Let us know. And then we are going to be joined by an astrologist and a psychic, Anne Creel, who will do some of your readings live on air. Take up this opportunity. Our Belief Matters feature is where we continue just in terms of what ways can looking at the stars give us insight and guidance into 2026. And then it is a Thursday, which means Wendy Nola's in the building as we have a conversation. We're going to touch on the new SCA ruling that could shift lemon car battles beyond buyer and dealer. So we'll see that Supreme Court of Appeal, what it means for all of us as consumers. And then we open up the lines for all of your consumer rights issues. Get in touch with us, 011 883 0702. SMS us 31702, tweet at Relebogile M, at Radio 702 using the hashtag 702 afternoons, and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702.
702 Afternoons
With Relebogile Mabotja.
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
If you are to list the things that you'd like to leave behind in 2025, what would they be? List the things that you want to leave behind in 2025, especially as you prepare to go into 2026. It can be something very specific and personal. It can be something general that you like, guys, can we please leave this behind? I want to hear from you on that. And then for our final show tomorrow, in our Unplugged session, we're going to be doing something special, which is just sort of playing the year in music. And I'd like to give all of you an opportunity to tune in and select any of the songs that represent 2025 to you. It's very simple. Send us an email, 702afternoons at 702.co.za. Pick a song that represents 2025 and share with us what it means to you or why it represents 2025. And we could be playing it for you on the show tomorrow. Now, we are going to be chatting in this hour as well, sort of combined with our Belief Matters, to give you each an opportunity to also just come in and possibly have your reading done. 011 883 0702 and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. You can also find us on the socials at Relebogile M, at Radio 702, using the hashtag 702 afternoons, as we're joined by Anne Creel, who's an astrologist and a psychic. Anne, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Relebogile. Yes, I'm going to start off, because I believe there's people that are going to call in for readings as well, by just giving you an overview of what to expect in 2026.
Before you go there, Anne, before we start off there, I have to ask, what advice do you generally give people when they are sort of closing off the year that they need to think about for preparing for the new year? Because obviously people look at their career goals, people look at their relationships, people look at the wheel of life. But what advice do you say people should sort of observe when it comes to what to leave behind?
Well, every new year is an opportunity for us to turn a new page. So we must let go of past hurts and, forgive ourselves and others for whatever. Move on from those hurts and just see them as stepping stones into the future. But the way that I see 2026, it's going to be a brilliant year for everybody. So this is really going to be a year of opportunity. It's just to make use of it. And people must remember also one thing about this year is that words cast spells, and that's why it's called spelling. So be careful what you say, and thoughts become things. And
sorry, I missed that. You said words cast spells.
Spells, yes.
Yes, okay.
And that is why it is called spelling. So when you say something, if you want something, you must say it. So if you if you can't think of something nice to say, if you want to say something negative, like say you said, I don't have money for this. Rather say, I know the money will be there. I am always provided for. That sort of thing. So transform it into something positive. Not I don't have, it will be there. It will be provided for. I know it's always there.
And when you say casting spells, do you mean that you are speaking it into your life, the negativity?
Yes, you speak things into existence. And this year, because of Saturn and Neptune lying right on top of each other, so it's two opposites, the planets lying on top of each other. It's never going to be more true than this year that you must watch what you think and what you say. Because that will manifest in a big way.
And I think that's so critical. So, especially when it comes to vocalizing more of what you want and not what you don't want.
Yes. And it's also important to write down, to make a point of writing down the things that you want for the new year. And there's many cultures, there are different ways that people believe that you should do this. But it all boils down to one common thing, that you need to write down at least 10 goals, and that you need to put it on a red paper, or you would put a red cloth close to it or something, so that the spirits and the angels can read what you want.
Why is the number of goals 10, if I may ask?
10 is the number of completion, but I think it's more because of the zero behind the one, because that zero is the universe. It represents the universe. It represents endless and vast opportunities. And the one obviously stands for new beginnings.
Yes. So can you give an example of goals? Because sometimes individuals can dream very, very big. So let's say the goal is, I will be a multi-billionaire. And sometimes the goals are very conservative and realistic and time specific. When you are saying these 10 goals that you must go into the new year with, can you give us a guideline on how one should assess what those goals need to look like?
Well, the goals must be realistic. In other words, I can't say I would like to travel to Mars, because it might happen, but I mean, it's not a realistic goal at all, So,
yes.
You could write things down like, if you want a new car, the make, the color, whatever, and, if you're in the bracket of, just a normal car, then you can, start selecting amongst those which ones you want. You know what I'm saying? For the middle class, you know what I'm saying? Then if you go higher up, you can aim for a Porsche or a Lamborghini or whatever. You put the color or whatever. But like I said, realistically, you put the name of a car, like I would like to drive a Cherry Tiggo for whatever. It must be white. But you don't have to put a date next to it.
Yes.
I would like a new home. You must be specific. I'd like the house to have a pool and a garden, 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. You must be specific.
Yes.
Because otherwise, you could get what you want, but not in the way that you want it.
So and I like that part about being specific, because also, let's use the example of a woman praying for a husband, where you just want a husband and it's any husband, but you didn't ask for him. You didn't ask for him to be kind, or you say I want a rich husband, but you didn't ask for him to be generous.
Yes, no. Yeah, that is very important what you're saying there, because it's more important to have a generous husband than a rich one, because a rich one can have billions in the bank and not give you a cent, whereas somebody that works, say for instance in a mine, you know, can take his every cent and spend it on you. You know what I'm saying? To make your life better and to do
Yes.
everything to make you happy and even get an extra job. You know, go out of his way for you.
Mm. I
Because,
absolutely love that. Yeah.
yeah, sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, I'm not wanting to generalize, but sometimes people that have a lot of money, they have a lot of money because they cling to it. So that's a dangerous one to say, I want a rich husband. I want a generous husband who loves me and will go out of his way to please me and my family.
And kind. I absolutely love that.
Kind.
Well, so what I'm going to do, and we're not going to go to readings first. We're first going to
Yes.
listen to some voice notes of all the things that people are leaving behind in 2025. And do you have something personal you want to share that you'll be leaving behind in 2025?
Definitely. Old hurts.
Old?
Hurts. Things
Oh,
that
old
hurt you in the past.
herds.
Yeah. Because
Yes.
sometimes things that hurt you even in your childhood can still haunt you when you're older.
Oh, old hurts. That's a beautiful
Really.
one that I think many of us can learn from, just in terms of carrying old hurts into a new year and not necessarily healing or moving on from it. But for now, here are your voice notes on 072 on the question, what are the things you want to leave behind in 2025?
Relebogile and your team, afternoon. Relebogile, what I'm leaving behind in 2025. Yo, ke dikoloto, debt, machonesa. Yo, I'm tired. This year was hectic year for me, paying every year. One-time loan, dikoloto, machonesa this side. Been working, but hey, this year was a bad year for me. But I am done. I am done. Next year, I want to save money, start afresh. I want to begin the year. I want to fast. I am enough. Osrelebogile. Ke kgathetse. Ke kgathetse. Ke kgathetse. Thanks. I want to remain anonymous. Thank you very much.
Hi, Relebogile Mabotja here. So for me, what I'm leaving behind in 2025, I'm leaving behind fake friendships. You know, I've been so hurt this year alone by friends, people who I thought were my friends. But yeah, man, in 2026, I'm choosing myself all the way, all the way. Thank you so much for the great show, Relebogile.
Hi, Relebogile. I hope you're good. Well, for me, what I would really love behind in this 2025 is the heartbreak. The heartbreak that came through for me this year was very terrible. And, even the fact that when you were told about what is going on in your life or what your partner is doing, I defended, defending somebody. I became the front line. I said, not this one, not this, not with her, you know. And I so wish if it was automatically so. When I get into 2026, just forget, just leave everything behind and start afresh, you know, maybe in Midrand.
And some of your messages here, with lots of people asking for readings, which we're going to get to shortly. One says, this is from Joy in Midrand. I'm leaving behind prioritizing other people, especially family, and starting to prioritize myself for the first time. Love that. Hi, Relebogile. Yo, I'm leaving pleasing others, neglecting myself. 2026. I'm doing me, myself, and I, is what they say. Hi, Relebogile. I'd like to leave behind calories and kilograms. I absolutely love that one. And I think many people want to leave calories and kilograms in 2025. So what we are going to do now, we're going to jump into some readings. And so just help us in terms of what information do you need to do a reading for our listener?
Name and date of birth. But if I may, I would like to give you a short summary of, name next year is going to be the year of the fire horse. And it's going to
Yes.
make people very passionate and enthusiastic and give them a lot of courage and make them more dynamic. And it's a year for breakthroughs and for innovation, especially with communication and AI and that. And we might not see it in the year, but that will be the year that, the groundwork is done. The lucky colors for everybody for next year will be red, gold, and green. And lucky numbers 2, 3, 7, and 9. And it's going to be an exciting year. It's a year that is full of promise for growth for everybody. And then that is now the Chinese one. In Hinduism, this is the year of Vishva Vasu. Okay, and it's year number 39, and it's a year of harmony, creativity, mindful prosperity, balance, grace, beauty, and people transforming themselves and of vibing high. And it's a year that is going to be beneficial to all. It's the first year since I've done the Hindu calendar for many, many years that it says this is going to be a beneficial year for everybody. This is going to be a fantastic year.
That sounds so positive, Anne. And I think for many, 2025 has been such a challenging year, not just with the economy. People are really dealing with some painful personal struggles and losses and grief. So I think that sounds really, really positive. And now we open up the lines 011 8830702, the WhatsApp line 0727021702. Anne, do you want to do a test run on me first? Oh my gosh. All right. So the name is, of course, Relebogile, and the birthday is 5 September 1985.
Okay, I've got that. So what I see for you is that this year is going to be especially exciting for you. And it's going to be defined by powerful themes of reinvention. So you're going to reinvent yourself, and you're going to build long-lasting and meaningful connections. And you may change your personal style or your professional presence to better reflect your authentic self. Okay, and that is going to act as a magnet for more success for you, because next year you're going from strength to strength. So you're really going to stand out amongst the crowd. And in your career, major growth, recognition, prestige, and you will outshine any rival. So
yes.
There will be no competition. And then, with your relationships will be deeper and more meaningful bonds and more stable. And you need to focus on your health and to get a balance between your health and your work.
You actually just validated things I already know, and I'm so grateful that you did so, Anne. And I think it's a good time to give all the listeners an opportunity. So let's jump to the very first caller. Lungi in East London. Go ahead. What is your birth date?
Hi, thank you for taking my call, and I apologize for the noise. We are out already. My date of birth is 30 May 1979.
30 May 1979 for Lungi in East London. And what do you have for her?
Okay, so this is going to be a fantastic year for you, and a year where you're going to see your wallet grow in a big way. And lots of communication, communicating with people, but you might find yourself in relationships, a little bit confused or wanting to reevaluate relationships, let go of the old and let the new in. But your personality is such that it's going to be hard for you to cut off people that you don't want anymore because they want to be with you, So, I see that you will be more independent and that you are going to also be changing a lot of things, like even your appearance, which is going to make you feel more secure and confident. And a big financial increase. Work-wise, it seems unclear, and there could be a bit of upset, and that you're going to feel like you're working harder than other people and you're not getting the reward that you want to. But look, as long as you get the money. It also shows your mind is going to be more open to spiritual matters, and that some of your siblings will have problems in their personal lives that they will want you to help them solve. And then if your father is still alive, or there's a father figure, it looks like he's retiring or something is up with him.
Lungi, that's quite a lot for you to swallow, and I hope you are able to carry that with what you will. Let us move on to the next person standing by, Joseph from Pretoria. Joseph, go ahead. What is your birth date?
It's 22nd April, 1971.
22 April 1971 for Joseph in Pretoria. And what do we have for Joseph?
Travel, lots of travel, and wanting to change home, or even if you want to renovate your home or something with the home, and people that are against you, or people that have been giving you a hard time this year, enemies and so on, you'll see that they will destroy themselves. If you give them enough rope, they will hang themselves and destroy themselves. Lots of changes to do with the home, renovations. Love life, also a little bit of confusing. You may even think that your partner is a bit delusional, or there's misunderstandings to do with relationships. But otherwise, it shows that there's a lot of stability, but there's going to be a lot of opportunity for traveling, and you're going to enjoy it.
Joseph, is your passport ready?
Not yet.
Listen, these things will only happen if you are ready. Joseph in Pretoria. Thank you so much. Let's go to Odette in Alberton. Odette, what is your birth date?
Hi, it's 20 August 1980.
20 August 1980 for Odette in Alberton. Anne.
Okay, right. So you're going to meet or have the opportunity, like Lebo says, to you must be ready for it. Meet powerful people, and people that are going to uplift you. And it also shows you're going to be sleeping better. It's maybe you've had disturbed sleep or nightmares, but it shows you're going to have much better dreams and much better sleep. Okay? And then also it's a good idea if you can do a yoga class or do some sort of therapy to release blocks and intense feelings. Intense feelings that also people might have created in you because of things that they did to offend you.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. And then, it just shows there's a little bit of, you're going to feel that it's hard to get along with your partner, like he's being difficult. And, yeah. So it will also be a good idea for you to go on a journey. And journeys are very likely for you next year. And every time you go on this journey, there will be new energy. So when you come back, you'll have more clarity. And every time you go away, it's like it's an outward and an inward journey, and it will help you to heal from whatever hurts or whatever upset you, or the people that offended you.
That sounds like so much potential. Are you feeling it?
Yes, definitely. I've got a plan for Mauritius next year.
Yes! You see, I absolutely love it. Odette from Alberton, thank you so much. I see you all calling, and we're going to go to the news, and as soon as we come back, we will continue. It's just after 1:30, time for your latest Eyewitness News headlines. Good afternoon.
Thanks, Relebogile. Good afternoon. A total of 13 illegal miners have been arrested in Babong in the northwest in the last 2 weeks. This has been confirmed by police who remain on the ground as part of an ongoing crackdown. It comes as rescue efforts are expected to get underway to bring 5 illegal miners believed to be trapped underground back to the surface. The Limpopo Transport Department says an impounded bus will remain with authorities until the necessary fine has been paid. The overcrowded bus was taken off the road this morning carrying 52 extra passengers. The 65-seater bus was stopped on the N1 bypass near Peter Mokaba Stadium with 117 people on board. And the Western Cape Health Department has recorded an increase in measles cases. The measles outbreak has been reported in areas including Khayelitsha, Somerset West, Mitchell's Plain, as well as Citrusdal. Those are the headlines. This EWN and more at 2 or as it happens.
EWN Traffic.
Heading in and out of the Joburg CBD, there's still slow-moving traffic. This is between Rivoli and the Amalgam area on Main Reef Road between Nasrick and Anderson Street, so allow for extra traveling time. Also slow-moving traffic here driving through the Bedford View area, N3 northbound. This is between the Geldenays Interchange and Gilulis. If you're in Protea Glen, there's about a 20-minute delay heading towards Eldorado Park. That's the N12 eastbound between the R558 and the R554 Abu Bakr Drive due to flooding. Still in Protea, this is in the northern side of it. There's bumper traffic on Protea Boulevard. This is between the R558 and Ndaba Street. If you come across any other traffic issues, please WhatsApp us on 072-702-1702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Bongani Bingwa, 702 Breakfast.
Weekday mornings, 6 to 9.
America can discard an 80-year-strong alliance in such a cavalier manner. Who were we in South Africa to expect that we could win them over somehow?
Bongani, you're absolutely right. This is a big power game. President Trump is very volatile. Obviously, we have to do our best with the Americans. There are certain deals that can be done, but you certainly cannot rely on them.
John Madison.
Bongani Bingwa, 6 to 9.
On 702.
Clientele is here to safeguard you and your family with compassion because life happens. Be part of a family that truly cares. Our funeral dignity plans have helped South Africans bury their loved ones with dignity for more than 30 years. Let us help you create a meaningful tribute that honors your life and those of your loved ones. We pay out within 24 hours and you will get double accident cover with a Clientele funeral plan. Our plans are affordable. Pick the option that suits your needs. It's easy to apply. No medical examinations and no paperwork. SMS funeral to 31586. That's 31586. Clientele Life is an authorized FSP and licensed life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
Join the summer spectacle of speed with Hollywood Bets. Take the reins with the sizzling summer competition. Bet 50 Rand or more on horse racing for a chance to win a share of 1 million Rand in prizes. This includes one of 8 all expenses paid VIP experiences to the 2026 WSB Cape Met. Saddle up and bet now for a chance to claim flaming fortunes at the finish line. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp HELP to 076 675 0710.
The Dis-Chem Better Rewards program is here, and every time you shop and save, you're also giving back. Each time you swipe, not only are you rewarded, but a percentage of your purchase is donated to the Dis-Chem Foundation to support communities in need. So why wait? Sign up to become a Better Rewards member today and support with every swipe. Dis-Chem Foundation, caring for the community.
The Money Show.
Weekday evenings at 6.
There was a forecast out last week from the Bureau for Economic Research indicating for the next 3 years, inflation expectations are now much lower than they were previously.
One of the most important factors contributing towards this has been the extraordinarily strong rand, not only against the US dollar, but against many other currencies. And this is helping to suppress import prices.
Dr. Razar Jamin is Director and Chief Economist at Econometrics.
The Money Show.
On 702. 702. Let's walk the talk.
The Money Show with Stephen Curtis is brought to you by ABSA CIB, accelerating infrastructure-led growth and economic resilience through the South African National Treasury's 11.8 billion rand infrastructure and development finance bond. ABSA is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
You're listening to 702 Afternoons
with Relebogile Mabotja,
winner for the best talk show
at the Telkom Radio Awards.
24 minutes to 2 o'clock, and we are not just chatting about the things you'll be leaving off in 2025 as you prepare to go into 2026. We are also joined by Anne Creel, who's an astrologist and a psychic who is doing readings live on air. We're going to do our absolute best to get as many as you on air as possible. All you need to do is send your name and your birth date. Unfortunately, you cannot be anonymous for this to be accurate. But let's see what we can get through. We are chatting to Anne Creel, astrologist and psychic. And I'm going to see who's been waiting the longest. Puso in Ramsey. Hi, Puso. Go ahead. What's your birth date?
15 January 1973.
15 January 1973. Anne, what do you have for Puso?
Right. More emotional foundation at home. And a lot of improvements, life improvements, and more assets. I just want to mention that if somebody wants a personal consultation, they can call me on 079-806-0700. Who's next?
All right, that was so quick, Anne. I love it. Puso, you got your reading, and I hope you're able to take it with you. Next up, we are going to Constance in Centurion. Constance, when's your birthday?
It's the 19th of February, 1975.
And then what I'm going to do, Anne, I'm going to ask all the listeners to maybe ask about a specific area in their life. So maybe you can answer to that. So Constance, 19 February 1975. Yes. Do you want to know about career, private life, relationships?
Career.
Career. All right. Constance, Anne, what do you have for her?
Okay, so there's a postponement of plans. If there was any travel plans, it's going to have to be postponed. Stay with your current career, even if it feels uncomfortable there, and follow a new health regime. Adopt a pet or something to keep you busy.
Thank you Thank you so much, Constance, for that one. Moving on to Kathy in Randburg. Hi, Kathy. What is your birth
Good
date?
afternoon. I'd like to ask Anne if it's possible to do my son's.
What's his name?
Hamish. It's Hamish.
Hamish.
Born, 17th of October, 1982.
Does he know you're phoning us, Kathy?
No, he doesn't. He's at work. I'm going to tell him later.
All right. Is there a specific area of his life?
It would be Billet's career and relationship.
Okay. So that is Hamish, 17th of October, 1982.
So maybe his relationships, he could have broken up with somebody who had a toxic energy. And there's people talking about him behind his back. But, it looks like people played him or juggled him. There was a third-party energy, but there's a new relationship coming soon and new job opportunities because of all the new people that he's going to be networking with.
Kathy, are you happy?
Wonderful. I am very happy. Thank you. I shall tell him.
A concerned mother. I love it, Kathy.
I am.
Kathy in Randburg, thank you so much for your call. We move on to Maggie in Kempton Park. Maggie, go ahead. What is your birth date and area of concern?
12 March 1983, career and private.
Okay, career and private, 12 March 1983 for Maggie in Kempton Park.
So, difficulties in relationships, like feeling that your partner doesn't understand you or that other people does not understand you, and a career looks very good. Anything with health, healing, and diet and exercise will be very good for you. And it also shows it's a good time to have a baby or adopt a pet.
Ooh, did you hear that?
What about the baby?
A good time to have a baby or adopt a pet.
No, I'm sterilized. I have 3
You can get a pet, Maggie. Maybe the kids want a pet.
No, please.
Megan Kempton Park. I love it. Thank you so much. We move on to Mohau from Sasolburg. Mohau, what is your birth date and area of concern?
Yeah, my birth date is 8th of August 1945.
8 August
And,
1945.
Yeah, maybe I'm twice your age.
What area are you concerned about in your life?
Health and money.
Health and money. All right, Mohau,
Okay.
8 August 1945.
Okay, so, right. I can see here that a lot of blocks will be removed, even if it's health blocks. And the healing starts from inside. Also take positive affirmations about anything, any health concerns that you might have. But it shows that this is going to be an extremely lucky year for you, and also a year of more resources, people helping you, and a year in which you can be more creative and helpful to others. But a very lucky year.
Oh, Mohau, does that sound exciting?
I'm sorry?
Does that sound exciting for you?
Yes, at my age.
Yeah, you are still young. You sound strong. You are able to dial the phone by yourself. I am not worried about you at all. We move on to Sam from Alexandra. Sam, area of concern and birth date.
Yeah, sure. 10
Is your radio
August
on, Sam?
1973.
Sam.
Just offer now. Sorry about that.
Yes?
Really. Yeah, it's I was born in the 10th of August 1973.
And which area are you concerned about?
Work, please.
Work. All right. 10 August 1973 and?
A very, very positive year to climb the ladder to Fat Cat City, and there's a lot of supportive forces for that. So it's a very lucky year for you, and I see that you're going to climb in your work.
All the best for you, Sam and Alex. Let's move on to Relebogile from Pretoria. Relebogile, what is your birth date and area of concern?
It's 0301, 1991. Career and money and overall good, like life.
I got you. 3 January 1991, career and money for Relebogile.
3 January, yes. Increase in your assets, increase in friends and so on, but also shows that when you climb, when you rise in the world, still treat people nicely. So watch how you treat people, but otherwise, because a lot of people are going to look at you for advice and guidance, so be nice. That's what I see.
Did you get that message, Relebogile?
I did. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Relebogile in Pretoria. I'm going to do my best to switch now to some of the messages coming through on the WhatsApp line. We've got Caroline King, 26 June 1962, wants to know about finances. That's Caroline. I know this is a regular on the show, 26 June 1962.
Well, okay, if she puts herself more in the limelight, she will make more money. Finances will increase. There's a lot of new beginnings, but it really looks to me like this is a positive year where other people's money could help her also. So, say, for instance, husband, children, whatever, resources from other people will help her a lot.
Okay, thank you so much. We've got Maikadzi, 1 January 1986, and they're asking for just a general.
Okay, let's have a look here. Right. Once again, people are going to be looking to this person for advice and guidance, and also set clear goals this year, because this is a year that you can really accomplish what you want. There's also learning or studying and strong communication skills and belief changes, becoming more spiritual.
Thank you so much for that one. We're going back to the lines and to the listeners. Duma from Johannesburg, go ahead.
Hi, ma'am. My name is Duma. 5th May 1968. Work and relationship.
5 May 1958, work and relationship.
Okay, it's time to reassess your career. I know that you don't like change, but it says here, reassess career, study, write a book, be creative, and travel. And there's major increases for you in any case, and you are even going to think of investing money in something.
Yo, so you hear that, Duma? You better be open to change, ne?
Okay.
All right, we got you. We got you.
Relationship?
Oh, and relationship?
A bit difficult. But I mean, if you know something's going to be difficult, you just work harder at it.
Yes. So it doesn't mean it's impossible.
No. No, if you're going to write an exam tomorrow and I see that you're going to fail, that means you study right through the night so that you pass.
Yes. And can I actually just ask a question while we are taking all of the calls and doing the readings? How much is in a person's control what they do with their destiny?
You see, that is, okay, that is what, fortune telling is all about. It gives you a basic guidance. And it is what's going to happen if you walk along the path that you're walking. So say you're walking along a river and there is danger ahead. And I say to you, there's danger ahead. You can take another route. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you do have free choice as well. That is. They say that planet Earth, the thing here is that we have free choice. And if you look at the Bible, for instance, Psalm 1, it tells you you've got a choice. You have a choice. Nothing is forced on you, but there's a basic path set for you. And if every day you take a step towards where you're going. So if you're studying for your PhD, every day that you sit with your books, you're closer to your PhD.
Yes.
Right? If you come to me and I see there's somebody who wants to derail you and, to take you out to parties and, take your attention away from this, you know what I'm saying? It's a warning. Don't let it happen.
I got you.
Don't fight with your partner. Don't look for trouble with your partner. And the thing is with, Taurus people, they are sort of always right. You know what I'm saying? So give the other person also a chance to be right.
I love that you are still placing responsibility back in the hands of the individual. This is just almost like you said, a baseline guideline, but you need to do the work. Okay, I'm going to give somebody on my TikTok live an opportunity. We've got Lungile, who is the 24th of March, 1985, wants to know about their career. Lungile, 24 March, 1985.
Okay, this is going to be an excellent and extremely lucky year for you. Extremely. And you could make good investment. The only thing is that you're going to be pushed and pulled in many directions. You cannot please all of the people all of the time. Be careful of accidents after April next year. Just be careful. Just slow down. Don't be in a rush. Sometimes an accident's not in a car. You could be walking past and trip. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's it. Going fast and, but it shows a very lucky year, good investments, everything will go well. You'll feel contented at home. It's a good year to have children or grandchildren or whatever. But if you let everybody take advantage of you, you're going to feel very drained.
All right. Thank you so much, Lungile. We go back to the lines. We've got Augustine in Johannesburg. Augustine, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Augustine. My birth date is on the 6th of February, 1989, and I would generally like to know about my career.
It sounds like you should be in broadcasting. That voice is phenomenal. I will do your reading. Get onto radio. And we've got Augustine, 6th February, 1989, career.
Oh, and he's got the name too. Okay, so I see a new identity. He's going to form a new identity for himself, and a new look, new ways of operating for personal growth, So, and he'll find a lot of people supporting him in his endeavors. And with work, don't make too many eruptions. Don't make too many changes. It's not the right time.
Augustine, I wish you all of the best, and I hope you have taken that from Anne. We move on next to Nkululeko in Germiston. Go ahead, Nkululeko.
Hi, Relebogile.
Yes.
I'm Kuleko from Germiston. Was born on the 11th August 1993, and I'm interested in doing private life, health, and career.
All right, Nkululeko from Germiston, 11 August 1993, private life and career.
Yes. So, focus a lot on health and healing and, looking after your health. There could be an inheritance or a win, but you're definitely coming into money that you wouldn't, maybe you're aware of it, but it just shows you coming into money either through inheritance or a win, and you're going to change your spiritual beliefs, and you'll find that you're a new person with a new outlook.
Nkululeko, money coming. Did you hear that?
Yebo. Lot of money. Let it come.
Please, can we not see you on I blew it? You must keep the money. Don't just win it as a belief.
No, I'll try.
Thank you so much, Nkululeko from Germiston. Moving over to Wilson in Soshanguve. 22 February 1992. Wilson, what is your area of focus?
It's career and money and also family.
Career, money and family, 22 February 1992 for Wilson.
Okay, so if you've got children, I see them getting lots of awards and recognition for what they're doing. You must watch your money because unexpected expenses. But, when you're in a situation of unexpected expenses and you now know about it, you're aware of it, the way to rectify it is every Friday donate something, to the poor or to the church. Even if it's a small donation, even if it's a rand. Just so before something can hit you, before something unexpected happens to you, you make a ritual, and then you will conquer that unexpected expense.
I absolutely love that. Yes, because it requires of the person to also contribute and give something back somewhere. On the WhatsApp line, we've got Kitumetse, 17 August 1990. They want to know about business and love. That is 17 August 1990.
Yes. So here it shows me that, okay, so there's new beginnings, and you won't be controlled by your past anymore. And also a new air of confidence, new belief system, believing more in yourself, and realizing your own worth. But again, money luck.
There we go. Thank you so much, Kitumetse, for that one.
And he might find himself in the limelight.
Oh, okay. So something public possibly there.
Yes.
All right. Moving on to Manga in Dobsonville. Manga, what is your birth date and area of focus?
Good day. My birth date, 18th of May, 1995. 1818-051995.
18 May 1995. And what's your area?
My area, it will be finances, career, as well as my life.
Okay.
Right. Love life, a bit confusing. Okay, and it also shows that you might think that your partner is not right, not in their right mind, or, if they don't agree with what you want. But what I see is fixing up maybe your house or something like that, and lots of travel plans.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I'm very excited for everybody that you're saying travel plans, and I really hope absolutely everybody gets their passports together. Okay, I'm going to do Ntabeleng on WhatsApp, the 16th of September, 1989.
Right. Okay. So, I've got a message here. If you develop the habit of success, you will make success a habit. And it looks like you're very hardworking, so success automatically follows hard work. And look after your health, do some exercise. Watch your diet. That's it.
Thank you so much. And this might be our final one. Let's see how we do with time. Amanda from Johannesburg, what is your birth date?
Hi, Relebogile. It's 05 December 1966.
And which area would you like us to focus on?
Career and private, please.
All right, 5 December 1966, career and private.
Right. Change of friends. Okay, and finding your passion in life, and a big job change, travel and study, and, a song comes to mind, A Whole New World, in Aladdin, that movie.
Yes.
Movie. That's what lies ahead.
Amanda, how are you feeling
you.
about that?
Well, I have resigned, so I was just hoping that I would get a new job soon. So, I hope it has happened.
Keep the hope up, Amanda, and thank you so much for calling in. And just final thoughts for all of the listeners. I will share your details again on how they can get a private reading with you. But what are your final thoughts just on this in terms of how, as people, can we, become more psychic for ourselves and manifest the things that we truly dream of and pray for?
Journal. Always write down what you want, because there's magic in writing. It's just like that. Like I said, words cast spells. But it's not enough to just say it. Write it down. And it's even better if you want something, if you can get a picture of it, to put it where you can see it all the time. But journal, journal, journal. And every morning, say what you want to happen that day. Don't be a victim, but write your own destiny in the morning. And you'll see how your life will change.
Thank you so much. And the number 079806. I'm missing a number, Anne. Can you just repeat it again?
079 806 0700.
0700. And I'm going to ask that everybody respectfully uses the WhatsApp, and she will send the details to you on how you can get a consult. And thank you so much for your time.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
You're finally taking your long-awaited break.
You're going to see your family.
And you're saying goodbye for now.
To your 9 to 5.
But you don't have to say goodbye to your favorite talk station.
Talk station.
This festive season, 702 will keep playing your favorite songs.
Having engaging conversations.
And keeping you entertained. So, make sure to sit back,
relax,
and walk the talk with us this festive season.
Download the Prime Media Plus app to make sure you don't miss a single conversation.
Happy holidays
from 702.
Wits Business School has been awarded UQuIS accreditation, reaffirming its position among the world's leading business schools. This year marks the success of 1,133 academic and 1,300 executive education graduates, individuals prepared to confront leadership challenges in South Africa and beyond. To all students, alumni, faculty, and partners, thank you for being part of this journey. Wits Business School wishes everyone rest, renewal, and continued success this holiday season. Wits Business School, sculpting global leaders.
Hi, I'm in grade 6 at Crawford International, and I'm already building my future. At Crawford, we don't just learn, we prepare for the world ahead. By grade 10, I can choose from a range of subjects in any combination. With experienced teachers, amazing extracurriculars, and AI-driven support, I'm set up to excel in everything, from maths to public speaking. Book your personalized tour. Crawford International, building global leaders.
To walk the talk is to turn words into meaningful actions. And it's what we at 702 are committed to doing every day. We're also committed to following the rules set out by the Broadcasting Complaints Commission's Code of Conduct. To give you balanced programming, fair comment, and accurate news. But if we stumble along the way and you feel we're not living up to the code, let us know on comment@702.co.za. And if after that you're still not happy, you can direct your complaint in writing to the Broadcasting Complaints Commission, PO Box 412365, Craig Hall 2024. For more, visit bccsa.co.za.
This is EWN.
Good afternoon, I'm Bali Dlamini. A total of 13 illegal miners have been arrested in Bapong in the northwest in the last 2 weeks. The police confirmation comes as rescue efforts to bring 5 illegal miners believed to be trapped underground back to the surface are expected to get underway. Heavy machinery has also been removed from the area while mine shafts have also been closed. Police spokesperson Athlenda Mate says work is continuing to try and find the kingpins in the operation.
But most importantly, we want to focus on who this machinery belongs to, who is funding these illegal mining activities in that area. But in the past 2 weeks, we have seized about 10 excavators. We have arrested about, I think it's now 13 illegal miners.
The Limpopo Transport Department says an impounded bus will remain impounded until the necessary fine has been paid. The overcrowded bus carrying 52 extra passengers was removed from the road this morning. The 65-seater bus was stopped on the N1 bypass near Peter Mokaba Stadium with 117 people on board. The bus was headed for Malawi. Limpopo Transport spokesperson Matume Tauyatsela says the driver attempted to flee the scene.
One driver, 101 adults and 15 minors were found in this bus. We are yet to also weigh whether the load is also not overload. What worries us more is that yesterday night when traveling from Gauteng to here, because we are told he's going to Malawi, it was given a few tickets in Gauteng, in Centurion.
The Western Cape Health Department has recorded an increase in measles cases. A measles outbreak has been reported in areas including Khayelitsha, Somerset West, Mitchells Plain and Citrusdal. The department's Monique Johnson says officials are also managing a diphtheria outbreak. She adds that a nationwide decline in vaccinations has resulted in a drop in population immunity.
The Western Cape is experiencing a measles outbreak along with managing diphtheria cases in parts of the Cape Metropole. With vaccination rates declining across the province, many children are now vulnerable.
And teachers in the UK will receive training on how to spot the early signs of misogyny in boys. The training will include lessons on how to talk to pupils about issues such as consent and the dangers of sharing intimate images. This range of measures has been unveiled as part of government's long-awaited strategy to halve violence against women and children. The Department of Education commissioned research which surveyed school teachers and found that 70% of their schools had actively dealt with sexual violence or harassment between children. Gold is trading at $4,234.34 an ounce. The rand is at 16.78 to the dollar, 22.39 to the pound, 19.66 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $59.68 a barrel.
Well, at this stage in Selby, expect about a 20-minute delay on the M2 westbound between the Crown Exchange and Main Reef Road. There's also slow-moving traffic heading in and out of the Joburg CBD on Main Reef Road between Anderson and Nazareth, and in Protea Glen. Traffic remains sluggish. This is heading towards Eldorado Park on the N12 eastbound between the R558 and the R554 Abu Bakr Drive due to flooding.
It's a cloudy afternoon in Gauteng today with scattered showers and thundershowers expected. Temperatures have peaked at highs of between 24 and 26 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour. A total of 13 illegal miners have been arrested in Bapong in the northwest in the last 2 weeks.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
You're with Relebogile Mabotja
Live, streaming countrywide
on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM.
6 minutes after 2 o'clock, the second and final hour of 702 Afternoons with me, Relebogile Mabotja. And we're going to be jumping into one of our most popular features, our consumer rights feature, Nola Knows with Wendy Nola. And we'll be talking an update on something that will affect all of us as consumers, and we'll also open up the lines for all of your consumer rights issues. So get in touch with us, 011 883 0702. SMS us 31702, tweet at Relebogile M at Radio 702 using the hashtag 702 Afternoons, and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702.
702.
Nola Knows.
Nola Knows. Happy Thursday, Wendy. How are you?
I'm good, Relebogile. Good to be with you. You're looking very festive.
Thank you, darling. It's our year-end party today, so I was like, why not? But also, I cannot believe this is our last time together for the rest of the year.
Yeah, this time next week we'll be doing the big Christmas thing.
Well, I won't be with you, excuse me, but you will be with one of my team members. But for you and I, darling, this is where we break up until January.
No. Even I'm not working on Christmas Day, that's for sure.
There we go. There we go. Sure. So let's jump into it. And I suspect that when I shared the story with you about this update and this ruling, that you already knew about it.
Yeah, I'd already written about it actually, and my column for News 24 at the weekend. It is a huge, huge deal. I'm going to try and get through it in a very as simple a way as possible, because court cases, and this case involves two, can be very complicated. But I really want our listeners to kind of grasp the main thing that's been going on here. And that is, I mean, we know when we open the lines, I mean, 3 out of 4 calls will be about, I bought a car and it's gone wrong, and the dealer won't fix it and whatever. And so we have gained the impression that, you know, the fight is between the buyer, us the consumer, and the dealership, right? The bank just wants its monthly installments. Occasionally, you can put pressure on the bank to well, I certainly do from time to time, put pressure on the bank to put pressure on the dealership to, you know, honor the Consumer Protection Act and take responsibility for defects in the first 6 months after purchase. But now we have a Supreme Court of Appeal ruling that is set to change the landscape in terms of the bank's responsibility. And it is huge. Well, it's potentially huge. Let's see how it plays out. So the case involves Aletta van Niekerk, who in December of 2017 bought a 5-year-old Ford Ranger, 3.2 TDCI 4x4, Bucky, for those petrol heads out there, 3.2 TDCI, from a Klerksdorp dealership called Autorama. And she bought it for her son, Gerry. She paid 150,000 Rand deposit and financed the balance of about 268,000 Rand through West Bank, which is a division of First Rand Bank. And the monthly installments were 3,700 a month over 6 years. So less than a week, and this is quite crucial to the story, after taking delivery, the Bucky started having serious problems, issues to do with the oil cooler, beg your pardon, and the gearbox. So the dealership replaced the gearbox, but within 2 months, and still within that CPA 6 months warranty period, the Bucky started overheating again, and a mechanic later confirmed multiple latent defects, latent being that they weren't visible, that you couldn't be aware of them at the time of the sale, certainly not a layperson. Aletta then consulted an attorney, and the attorney cancelled the deal with the bank. First Rand Bank responded with High Court action. So the High Court the High Court ruled in favor of the bank, though, saying that it was the bank was only the financer of the car deal, and not the supplier of it, and that the Consumer Protection Act didn't apply because a car finance agreement falls under the National Credit Act and not the Consumer Protection Act. And the main reasons were the Aletta and her attorney weren't about to accept that, firmly believing they had a case. So it was heard in the Supreme Court of Appeal. And the Supreme Court of Appeal, gratifyingly for everyone but the banks, found that the High Court had got it wrong in several ways. First, the court had misdirected itself, don't you love legal language, on the evidence, because the bakkie was clearly latently and materially defective. Second, on the crucial point, and this is the crux of the case for Relebogile, the crucial point of whether the bank was the supplier. The Supreme Court of Appeal looked at the actual wording of Westbank's installment agreement, which repeatedly refers to the bank selling the goods, remaining the owner until the client had fully paid off the loan, and being the registered title owner. So they're the title holder, you're the owner until you've paid off the car. But they pretty much own the car. They hold the papers, right? You can't get your registration certificate. You can't sell the car. They're in control. So the court said that this created the inescapable conclusion that the bank wore two hats, both supplier and credit provider. And the judges said a purposive interpretation. I had to look that up. That's interpreting laws and contracts by examining their intended purpose and objective rather than solely focusing on the literal meaning of the words. The purposive interpretation of the entire agreement, said the judges, showed that it wasn't just providing the financing, the bank was supplying the vehicle. So the SCA rejected the idea that the CPA was excluded just because the deal fell under the Credit Act. It said the consumer didn't have to, because the High Court had said, a letter was wrong. She shouldn't have gone to the High Court because she should have first gone through all the remedies that we talk about on this show a lot. MIOSA, it's the Umbud, the National Credit Commission, the Provincial Consumer Courts, or the Consumer Tribunal. She should have gone that route. And this SCA said, well, she had to go to the High Court because you took the matter to the High Court when she said, right, this deal is cancelled. So in the end, the Supreme Court of Appeal cancelled the credit agreement and ordered the bank to refund more than 170,000 Rand plus interest. So that was a big win for consumers everywhere, because the big practical change is that consumers can now return a defective vehicle directly to the bank. Well, I don't suggest that you should pull up outside the bank buildings and leave it there, obviously via the dealership. But you can say to the bank, I want this deal to be cancelled, and here's why. Here's how the dealership is not playing ball. So we're not left in a situation, if you buy a second-hand vehicle that's clearly a dud, that nothing was disclosed to you of the real condition of the engine or whatever, you don't have to keep fighting with the dealership if they're not taking responsibility within that 6-month period. So attorney Trudy Brookman, who we've had on the show before, she's Cape Town based, and she acted for a letter here with that Ranger case. She said, she explicitly encourages people with claims to lodge them directly with the bank that financed the vehicle. She says that you will still have all the rights under the Consumer Protection Act, 6 months implied warranty for latent defects, and that this common law remedy of cancellation remains available even in finance deals. And she said, importantly, you can't be forced to go through the Umbud schemes or the tribunal first if the matter is already in court. So, yeah, there were some strong comments coming out. One of the first to comment was another friend of the show, Consumer Goods and Services Umbud, Lisa Brati, who said that this ruling is going to have major ripple effects, shifting risk to the banks and potentially changing how vehicle finance works. So, yeah, the banks now have, as Trudy said, a lot of risk shifted onto them: financial, compliance, reputational. Up to now, they've been able to wash their hands pretty much of defective vehicles because they had this contract and you must still pay your 4,000 Rand a month or whatever, no matter what's going wrong with the vehicle and whatever. And this, the most important point for me, was made by Trudy. She said banks now have every incentive to do proper quality checks, or to make sure that a professional does them to keep the worst lemons off the road. She said, I expect we'll soon see banks demanding much stricter proof from dealerships before approving finance, verified mileage, full service history, independent inspection report. That's me saying that. The kinds of things that we've been speaking about a few times on the show with Malcolm Cavey of You for You. So it follows then that, the banks, because I've been saying to them for a while, you insist that cars are insured before they leave the floor. Why not insist that the dealerships, they can't say, guys, we didn't know. Sorry, we took it on faith. No, there are ways and means of getting, checking the service history, of having the car independently assessed mechanically, to check for, accident records, previous accident records, and all the rest. The information, the data is available, and now you're going to find that the banks, because now the risk is potentially going to be passed on to them if the car is a dud, they're going to be insisting, okay, before we approve this finance dealership, we want to see this and this and this. And I think, Relebogile, that is just such a win. It's huge, 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 huge. So I thought, just one more thing I wanted to say. Is that the banks should have seen this coming, because there was a similar High Court judgment last year. Nedbank versus Sithole is the case. And Judge Mandlinkosi Mota said, the bank was Nedbank. Nedbank cannot shrug off its responsibility by pointing to the car dealer. The defendant is entitled to approach the bank for redress. And he said, it's only when the consumer takes out a personal loan to purchase a car, so you're basically paying cash, right, at the dealership, that the bank is solely a credit provider and not also the supplier. But the CPA applies to goods that judge said sold and financed in contracts involving installment agreements, which are governed by the CPA.
So obviously this means that paying cash does not apply. This is where the party of the bank is involved.
Exactly. You finance the deal. You've got a car vehicle sale agreement with the bank, and yeah. So that makes, thanks to this ruling, that makes the bank both the credit provider, which we always knew, but also the supplier of the vehicle in terms of the Consumer Protection Act. So they are jointly liable to take responsibility if the car is a dud. And if there are grounds, and those are the important words, if there are grounds to cancel the sale, then that's something they have to do. I thought we'd chat to Malcolm Cavey here, because we were chatting off air, and we both kind of came to the same conclusion that what actually constitutes a defective vehicle in this case. Like, I said, obviously, if you've got a problem with upholstery or maybe one misaligned panel, we don't want to see people driving the cars, dumping at the dealerships and saying, hey, my bank, cancel that. Thank you very much. It's for very specific cases, the kinds of really bad cases that we have discussed, and certainly Malcolm deals with every day. So if we can, we might need to take a break.
Malcolm, we aren't taking a break, but Malcolm, as a friend of our award-winning show.
Hallelujah.
Hey. You are deep within this. How do you actually feel about this ruling? Because to me, it almost feels like a given. If I don't have the papers that the car is mine and I don't have the leverage to fight, then it must sit with the bank.
100%. I've got goosebumps all over my body. This has to be the best show, one of the best rulings ever in the motor vehicle industry, especially when it comes to financing. And I want to touch on something quickly. People must be careful of, I love what Wendy spoke about. There's a loan that you can get from the bank to buy the vehicle, and there's a finance side. So, for example, like if you buy cars, they give Capitec with loans. So people must be careful and not taking those loans and thinking this will help them. So we must be clear in helping the people understand this. I needed to highlight that quickly while that opportunity.
Right. So let's talk about this Bucky case that went to the Supreme Court of Appeal is a classic case. There were lots of latent defects, as it turned out. It started going wrong, breaking down, whatever. Within the first week, they replaced the gearbox with one that wasn't intended to be for that Bucky. It was a mess, and it was at that point. It was like, so I would say that is a classic case for the banks now to be brought to the party and say, right, you need to cancel this agreement. Would you agree? That's what we're looking at. What other
100%.
kinds of scenarios that come to
So,
mind with cases that you've dealt with?
100%. Wendy, what you're saying is very, very true. Those are the main cases. For example, I'm dealing with another one at VW here. I think it's in Alberton. Same story. The engine had a problem from word go. There was a hole in the engine. They lied. They took the car from Bloemfontein back to the VW, same thing. They said they've replaced it. When we checked the vehicle, the hole is still there. So those are the cases that we are dealing with. I mean, one of the things also I think banks need to tighten up on is exactly what you said, is starting to get independent inspections and have a report that they will also use to say, listen, man, we sold you the car in this condition. For example, one of the things that also affects vehicles, the value, is the vehicle being a code 3. I got a guy contact me yesterday that Standard Bank Finance is code 3. You know, he didn't know. We found out later that the vehicle was a code 3, and now he's stressed. He's like, what do I do? So I think it's those, we need to look at the big things that affect the value of the vehicle, the motors, the gearboxes. I think also, but the truth is also on some vehicles, when the certain paint defects can affect the value of the vehicle a lot. So I think also the paint, because I mean, if I'm buying an Oryx white Golf 8 GTI from dealer so and so, and then I oversight and I buy the car, I take it to a so-called reputable panel beater, and then they tell me, it's going to cost me 200,000 to get this car to spec. And that's the price. It's about 150,000 just to get the car proper paneled properly. That's a lot of money. So I think the banks are going to have to start looking at the price. Well, how much?
Yeah, I was going to say it's all about pre-disclosure. So a professional report would reveal that. What we don't want is consumers unwittingly buying cars with these issues, these very expensive issues at prices as if the car didn't have that issue. So those cars, yes, there's a place for them in the market, but let them be further downstream where they're going to cost a lot less. Don't sell them at prices which indicate that the cars don't have that problem. That's the issue for me.
100%. And the problem is, the truth is, these dealers know what they're selling. They know.
Do know. Of course they know.
I mean, how can we as View for You know something that those guys don't know what they have on their floor? I mean, it does not make sense. They know exactly what they're stocking. They know exactly what the problems are. I mean, I spoke to I'm not sure if I shared this with you, Scott Johnson, the head of DECRA. They're also trying to clamp down on the falsified reports and certificates that dealers are using. You see, so this thing is it's messed up, Wendy, where there's falsified reports that they're also using. So I just wanted to throw that in. And one of the things I think we spoke of mileage manipulation is one of the things that are causing many vehicles to get broken. I mean, Wendy, I shared with you off air about this one particular dealer, which I'll not mention their name, where they reversed the one vehicle over 444,000 mileage to about 163,000 kilometers in mileage. Now you buy that car, that engine's already on its way out. Now the bank is financing something on 163,000, not knowing. So my suggestion is to hopefully someone from the RTMC or the Department of Transport is listening, that in South Africa, whenever a vehicle NASA's paper is pulled, the mileage of the vehicle must be stipulated on the NASA's paper going forward.
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant idea. From your ears to the officials' action.
Amen.
I think that so all that responsibility is now being shifted onto the banks. So the banks have got ways and means of getting their compliance in order, right? So I would certainly say checking proof of mileage being verified would be a no-brainer. That has to be there because you see it. I hear of it every day. It's too easily done, and then there are not enough people in the chain checking. But it's easy to check. The data is there. It just needs to be accessed. And I just wanted to say about dealers not knowing, and I've said this to their faces at a conference. What proves that they know is that, they'll sell you a car and not know anything, but you try and trade in a car, they will find every last thing that's wrong with that car to drive down the price they give you, right? They'll know, and it's in their interest to know. So I just think now that the banks have been forced to this party, to sit around this table and demand full disclosure, I just think, oh, happy day. And do you have any thoughts about how this is going to happen practically?
I was
as
just
someone
about
that does
I was
testing?
just about to ask that question when you to say, if now what usually happens is that you go in, they sell you the car, and you just get the paperwork, and sometimes they facilitate to Eva's financing. Does that mean they're going to add one or two hurdles prior to that for themselves? Like maybe an
I would be very
inspection, for
surprised if
example.
they didn't.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
exactly, because it's at their risk now, right? So they've got every motivation to make sure that they're not financing a car that's going to break down like that Ranger did within a week or a month, and that the problem's going to then become theirs when the consumer exercises their right to say, right, it's went badly wrong, they tried to fix it, they failed, they did a terrible job, and we want out of this deal. The bank is going to have that in their lap, and they really, really want to avoid that. So that it's in their interest to do make sure all the proof and all the checks and the independent mechanical testing and all of that has been done.
100%. And I think also where the banks must put pressure out, not necessarily the banks, but also, with these dealers running away and saying, but there's a warranty. And that's what they're catching a lot of the people. Like, I'm sitting with people, and I'm glad that this instance was a 1 week. We released a post recently, and people came back and said, you're still saying a 1 month. In the same week, we're buying cars, we take it back. The dealers are not taking it back. Dealers are refusing. So the one thing that blessed my heart today was that really the wheat is getting separated from the tares and the goats from the sheep. Really, quality is going to be enforced into these dealerships. One thing I wanted to highlight was this specific one with these dealerships. They are, they keep passing the buck. They keep passing the buck, and it is always the consumer's fault. It is always the consumer's fault. And you said something very powerful now. You said that we don't have to wait for the CPA rulings and the OSA. We can go straight now to the high courts. We can do that. And that is what we needed. That is exactly what people are scared to go ahead with their lawyers. They're scared to go ahead because they're all sitting and saying, oh, we're still waiting for MIOSA. We're still waiting for rulings the other side. Now that they can, it's exciting news for us in South Africa.
Yeah, well, it's expensive to go to court. That's why so many people doing the free stuff, going through MIOSA and whatever. Only a few will be able to go to the High Court, but at the risk of them losing. But now the banks, there's the banks who know what the court's feeling is now. We have this precedent in terms of them being regarded as the supplier of the vehicle, not just the financer. So I'm predicting that the easiest thing for them to do is to avoid financing the cars that are going to give the owners a bad time. Yeah, and what's happened is they've been financing them, and then, as we've see play out time and time again, heartbreakingly, the person that scraped together the money for the deposit and is, battling to pay that installment every month is left in this untenable situation. Car's broken down. There's no alternative transport. It can really ruin families' lives. There's so much at stake with bad deals, bad cars landing up with good people. It's just not okay. So I'm hoping that this is a turning point. I'm going to do my best to kind of champion it and make people understand and find out from the banks in the new year. It's a bad time of year to be getting corporate responses, but find out from them early in the new year what's going to change in terms of their requirements for papers to be submitted, before they will approve a deal. So this is very much an ongoing story that we're going to return to in the new year.
I'm going to ask Malcolm stays with us. Tabang, I see you. You want to chat about a similar matter, and then we continue with our consumer rights feature, Nola Knows. Time for your latest Eyewitness News headlines. Good afternoon. A death toll of 18. Tell us more.
That's correct, Relebogile. Thank you so much. The Traditional Affairs Department has criticized illegal initiation schools as the death toll for this summer period climbs to 18. Since the end of the school calendar, young boys from the Eastern Cape have been undergoing traditional coming-of-age initiation practices. The Eastern Cape government says negligence and dehydration have been some of the major causes of initiation deaths. The Limpopo Transport Department says an impounded bus will remain with authorities until the necessary fine has been paid. The overcrowded bus was taken off the road this morning, carrying 52 extra passengers. The 65-seater bus was stopped on the N1 bypass near Peter Mokaba Stadium with 117 people on board. While the South African Weather Service has issued several warnings for severe thunderstorms in some parts of the country, several provinces have been cautioned of heavy downpours, which may lead to localized flooding, damaging winds, and a possibility of hail. Those are the headlines. This EWN and more at 3 or as it happens.
EWN Traffic.
Well, at this stage in the Midrand area, there's slow-moving traffic. This is heading towards Centurion on the N1 northbound between the Batlu Interchange and Olifantsfontein Road. Also in four ways, expect some delays on Winnie Mandela Drive. Between Witkoppen and the N1, we still have slow-moving traffic in the Selby area. That's on the M2 westbound, leaving the Joburg CBD between the Crown Interchange and Main Reef Road. Also heading in and out of the Joburg CBD. This is an amalgam. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on Main Reef Road between Anderson and Nasrick. In Protea Glen, traffic remains sluggish heading towards Eldorado Park. N12 eastbound from the R558 all the way to the R554 Abu Bakr Drive due to flooding. If you come across any other traffic issues, please WhatsApp us on 072-702-1702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
At Dis-Chem, get ready to celebrate instant savings with better rewards. Swipe to get 25% off plus an extra 10% off some of your favorites, including all Revlon foundations, lipsticks and Glimmer products, all Elizabeth Arden and Elizabeth Taylor single fragrances, and all Nutri-Women and Nutri-Derma Total Glow products. Look out for the Better Rewards icon in-store and online. Don't miss out. Offers valid until 11 January 2026. Dis-Chem. Better health starts here.
If you think you cannot afford a lawyer, think again. Clientele Legal has made professional legal services affordable. You receive up to 745,000 rand worth of legal services per year. Our range of plans include cover for you, your spouse, children, and extended family. Plans include cover for civil, criminal, and labor-related matters. Whether it's protection orders, gender-based violence, uncontested divorce, or poor service, your Clientele Legal lawyer will be there to assist you. Our services are convenient. Simply pick up the phone and call your lawyer or send us an email and we'll get back to you. All plans include a bail benefit of up to 5,000 rand and we'll go to the police station and pay it for you. Plus, Clientele Legal offers you 24-hour telephonic legal advice. SMS Legal to 48721. That's legal to 48721. Clientele General is an authorized FSP and licensed non-life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
Meet McDonald. He is the self-proclaimed king of homegrown veggies. You see, McDonald believes as long as he sprinkles the seeds, the veggies will grow. He even promised beetroot and carrots to the entire neighborhood. Now, abantu bazotini, when the neighbors are asking for their share, but not a single veggie has grown. Booty, avoid the embarrassment. Make smarter decisions for your home. Visit Cashbuild for quality gardening tools and seeds at the lowest prices. Cashbuild.
The Money Show.
Weekday evenings at 6.
There was a forecast out last week from the Bureau for Economic Research indicating for the next 3 years, inflation expectations are now much lower than they were previously.
One of the most important factors contributing towards this has been the extraordinarily strong rand, not only against the US dollar, but against many other currencies. And this is helping to suppress import prices.
Dr. Razar Jameen's Director and Chief Economist at Econometrics.
The Money Show
on 702. Let's walk the talk.
The Money Show with Stephen Curtis is brought to you by ABSA CIB, accelerating infrastructure-led growth and economic resilience through the South African National Treasury's 11.8 billion rand infrastructure and development finance bond. ABSA is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
Coming up
on 702 Drive.
702 drivers coming up from 3 to 6 p.m. with Thabo Sholema-Shao, who's standing in for John Perlman. Thabo, I like
Hello.
your hat.
Hello, thank you very much.
It's giving Jonas Gwangwa.
It's giving Steve Biko because
Also,
that's his birthday today. It would have been his
Yes.
79th birthday today.
So still so young. Hey, 79
Yeah,
is
he
still young.
was young.
Now
I
that
mean,
you
he
think
died
about
just
it.
before he was 30. Just before turning 30 in 1977
It
on
is
the
so
12th
wild.
of September. Yeah.
So wild. So you've got a show coming
Yeah,
up.
partly we'll just reflect on the legacy of Steve Biko amongst others, but we'll also look at the weather phenomenon in Johannesburg, particularly that we are experiencing. It's called La Nina as opposed to El Nino, in a sense that El Nino would be a very warm, dry spell. And we obviously don't like that very much. The La Nina is the opposite of that. It means that we are going to have a very wet summer. And not just December.
So
summer.
say that El Nino.
El
get
Nino,
dry.
yes.
So
La Nina.
El Nino is like Thabo, dry spell.
Oh, wow,
And
wow.
then El
How
Nina.
did we get there? It's like you. Happy, bubbly, and also fresh. Nice contrast.
I didn't even know that there was a difference just in terms of the terminology and the type of weather
Yeah.
we'd be seeing this summer.
Well, if I'm here, you'll learn quite a lot. That's just how it rolls.
Excuse us. I'll be tuned in for sure.
The importance of having plans when you are constructing a mosque, a house, a building of any sorts. And we've discovered that given the background of what's happening in the city of Johannesburg, but also in Verulam as well, where the temple just collapsed, which was under construction. When you are constructing something and you have it under construction, what procedures do you need to follow? And it needs to be approved. How do you go through all those rigmaroles of constructing a building or a structure?
So I was just checking, you're not referring to constructing a hijacked building because
Oh, wow.
setting where by the plan in advance.
Yes, you know. And you know those hijacked buildings, many of them were beautiful buildings. You'd remember Relebogile. They were stunning up until they were hijacked. So we'll speak about that. But also, most importantly, we will also ask a question on a very lighter note. The president of Botswana has divided the country into two. He has taken out a measure and said that men must give women money, especially if you like them. So the country is divided into two. And many ladies in South Africa are saying, can be a president in South Africa and tell these buggers exactly that.
But wait, didn't Julius Malema say that the other time at some rally?
I don't know.
Who was it? It was Julius.
Yeah.
Julius Malema said something along those lines. So the country's divided.
The country is divided. He said, I mean, in colloquially, it means hobecha.
Yes,
And he
hobecha.
says, what is it if you've bought a woman a cell phone and she doesn't go out with you anymore? If you've paid her rent, what's the problem? Just pay her rent. And if she doesn't like you, just walk away. And so the country is in two because of that. So we'll ask South Africans, is that
I've
okay?
been saying, guys, I'm for the batch mentality. The only problem is you guys don't want to look at the Stellenbosch wine farms that I'm sending you. It's about 100 million.
We can't
Home
afford
batch.
you. No, we can't afford you.
All right, we'll make sure we tune in for that one, 702 Drive with Thabo Sholema-Shao standing in for John Perlman.
702.
Nola knows.
We continue with our consumer rights feature, Nola Knows, at 21 minutes to 3 o'clock. We also are joined by friend of the show, Malcolm KV, founder of View for You, who has been weighing in on this latest Supreme Court of Appeal ruling, just with regards to who the owner sits with when there are issues with a vehicle and the vehicle is financed. 011 883 0702, the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. I want us to jump to our first caller, Wendy, which is Tabang in Soweto. Tabang, go ahead. You had a similar matter that you dealt with.
Yeah, I did. Actually, it's not my first time I'm calling. Nonetheless, importantly, I just wanted to say that I've finally managed to get the attention of the tribunal, and my case is in an advanced stage because now I'm actually with this new CSA case, I am actually going to amend my submission because I also want to go after the bank because all along, I was going after the dealership. Lastly, I also have a small claim case against a buyer because I recently bought a property, and I also went after the property practitioner, the guys that sell the houses, and I'm actually using CPA to ensure that my consumer rights are upheld and respected, because I've realized that many of these people tend to believe that everyone is ignorant, doesn't understand their consumer rights.
Sure. So what are your, do you have a question, or you're just giving us an update, Thabang?
I'm just giving you an update, but also just to say that even if, Wendy didn't respond to me a few years back, it's fine. The good news is that I've decided to pursue LLB, and I'm going to be specializing in consumer rights because of
Oh my goodness, Wendy. I'm so glad you've inspired this. Thabang, apologies on Wendy's behalf. As you know, her inbox is inundated. Do you feel like this has really pushed you to get that part of you backed up? Because so many South Africans not only don't know their rights, but when they do, there's not much they can do about them.
Actually, I'm in the human rights space, career-wise. So I've always, represented those who have been wronged, either communities and the like. And consumer rights space is something that I, over the years, discovered a whole lot, that it is quite much aligned to the work that I do. And now that I've realized that actually there's a lot of people out there who need this help, and me pursuing this LLB is pretty much to say there's a lot of work to be done, and for our people to be assisted to ensure that the consumer rights are protected, and hopefully at the end to ensure that the suppliers begin to actually take this matter of how they sell things to people, very serious, to say whatever they sell, it has to be quality, because of the days are gone where now allow the suppliers just to sell things thinking that they'll just get away with it.
Let me get Malcolm and Wendy's thoughts there. Thank you so much, Thabang. Malcolm, do you want to go first?
Thabang, please, can I have your number? We'd love to work with you. Definitely. You speak in our language. You speak in our language. You hitting the nail on the head. Consumers many don't know their rights, and all consumers listening out there, when you're buying a house, as per the PPA, the Property Protectionist Act of, I think it's 2019 Act 22. They need to ensure that when they buy a house, that the seller must provide them with a full defect list before they waste their time even viewing that house. Full defect list. So, brother, please, we'd love to connect with you.
Thabang, stay on the line. In the meantime, Wendy, what are your thoughts to what Thabang is saying?
Gathered that I didn't do very well out of that, but I don't know, the timing was incredible, but I lost most of what he said. I lost connection completely because he was speaking. None of you realized, and came back right at the end when you said, I'm going to apologize on Wendy's behalf. So I'm assuming Thabang raised the case with me, and I didn't pursue it. And I apologize to him and everybody else. It's just the math doesn't math when there's, 100 cases a day and one little me that's working on deadlines and trying to serve people on different social media platforms, etc. But it's disappointing, and I'm sorry. I wish I could clone myself, but I'm sorry to let you down.
There's a positive part that you missed, Wendy, which is the fact that he decided to take on an LLB. He's already in the human rights space so that he can focus on this area of expertise of consumer rights.
Oh, that's brilliant, because there aren't enough attorneys who are specializing in consumer protection. They mostly would, act on behalf of the companies. So, yeah, there's definitely a gap in the market, Thabang, and I look forward to us working together in future.
There we go. Thabang, please stay on the line so we can take your contact details. I'm going to keep Malcolm on for as long as we have car issues going on the show. Melvin in Johannesburg, hi. What is your issue? Go ahead.
Hi, I purchased a Mercedes-Benz in 2020. Within the same year, it had so many problems. I took it back. They tried to fix it. It was a demo with about, I think, 10,000 kilometers. I then got a breakdown. I was outside the country. The bank refused. The dealership refused. I brought the car back, and I traded it in for another Mercedes-Benz because they said we can only exchange like for like. And I had exact same problems with the previous one. I took it back and I said, I don't want this car anymore. And at this time, it was not moving, and they wanted me to pay 120 odd thousand. Then the next thing is, I took it to the ombudsman. The ombudsman told me that I should have returned the car within 6 months. I said I did, but then failed to fix it. I want my money back or give me another car. They pushed me from pillar to post. I had nothing else to do. Up to date. The car is now working. I had to get it fixed somewhere else because the bank and Mercedes-Benz would not take responsibility.
Sure.
Okay. Well, hopefully that will change with this ruling. And Melvin, just a point you raised there about the timing, the Ombud saying to you, you should raise it in the first 6 months, and you did actually. So you had logged it, which didn't help you, unfortunately. But just to tell listeners who are having car problems, often the dealership will say, we'll do this or do that, or just drive it for a few, another 20 days or whatever, and drag it on so that all important 6 months period comes to an end, and then it's much harder to get justice. So if you're having a problem with a car, act before the 6 months is up. Make sure you document everything and you state that you don't want the car back or whatever, or that you need this 150,000 Rand repair to be done at their cost. Don't let them fob you off until you get to month 7, and then they go, it's a CPA warranty is now over. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is my recourse now at this stage? How do I proceed with this? Because even the ombudsman doesn't respond to my emails.
Well, I hope Tabang's not still listening, but if you email me, just put in the contact line as a subject line rather, as discussed on 702. I could search and give all the details and dates and dealership email addresses, etc., etc. I don't know if the OEM got involved. Did you deal with Mercedes-Benz South Africa at all?
Yes, they were the rudest people I've ever dealt with. Yeah.
Okay, so include copy paste all in one email, please. I really, my heart sinks when people just forward me like 10, 11, 12 emails. If you could just do some editing for me, put it into one email. I'll certainly do my best to get a response from you. But the magic thing you said for me was that you logged the complaint within the first 6 months.
Yes, I did.
So that gives that should have helped you. But let's see.
Yeah.
Stay on the line, Malva. Let's see how we can assist you in that one. And there's an interesting question here, Wendy and Malcolm, just with regards to the ruling, where they say, is this ruling going to roll over into home loans? What do you think, Wendy?
That's an interesting one. Because they keep the title deeds as well, don't they? In the case of a home, there would need to be a case that went that far up the legal system to create this ruling that then would apply to other cases. But yes, I think this. Well, I always say, for now, the onus is on the consumer, right? You can get. I heard Malcolm talking as I came back on air that you must insist that the seller gives a list of defects. Well, they do, but they either don't put any at all or they don't put all, and then you've got to prove that they knew and still didn't do it. They'll say we didn't know, and then it's a long legal battle. So even if you can prove that they knew, you've got to go through the courts. It's really expensive. So I always say, if you're buying a property, whether it's a flat or a mansion, you would be mad to do that without paying an inspection company. And I'm not giving Malcolm a punch here. There are many in the industry, whoever one you want to choose. It's a few thousand Rand. They do a full technical. They get in the roof. They check for dampness. They do all the things that most of us as lay people don't have a clue about. And then, but what happens is the agent starts pressurizing and says, oh, you're going to lose the sale because someone else wants. Well, I just think the risk is too great. You don't want to lose the property, but maybe it's worth losing for reasons you don't yet know, but will become apparent very soon after you've moved in. So for now, I wouldn't buy a car or a home without spending a relatively small amount of money to know exactly what's going on. Don't rely on the salesperson or the estate agent or the seller to come clean with full disclosure, because the case is the proof is there that it doesn't happen in every case.
All right.
100%.
011-883-0702, the WhatsApp line 072-702 and 702. Malcolm, it sounded like you wanted to add something there.
Yeah, no, I just was thinking about something. Wendy asked the question, how do we see the banks, rolling out, this, and how would people treat this? For example, Wendy, currently banks are using finance originators. I mean, we work with one which is called auction finance. Auction finance never releases the finance until the asset is inspected. And I tell you, those guys don't play games. We get there, there's oil leak, they refuse the deal. One panel is wrong, they cancel the deal immediately. So I don't understand how they have the ability to, yet they're working directly under these major banks. So somewhere along the way, something, I think they are aware that it is doable. And in like manner, I believe that banks, this is something, one of my thoughts in this week, I think it was on Monday, where I wanted to release a post asking banks to say, for people to say, ask the finance house to go 50-50, even if it is with you, to get an inspection, knowing what you're buying before they finance you. I think it's got to be rolled out slowly in that way, where they say, okay, come with your inspection report, see what you, and then we'll release the finance to you, or vice versa. They pay for it and they release the finance, because it has to be rolled out ASAP, honestly.
Oh yeah, yesterday.
Literally that far back yesterday. Let's go to the lines. Neville in Runfontein. Neville, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Relebogile. How are you?
Good, thanks, and you?
All right, thanks. Good afternoon, Wendy.
Hello, Neville.
Yes, good afternoon. I've got a small problem. It's in connection with an offer to purchase.
Yes.
I'm the seller, and the purchaser is somebody else. Okay, obviously.
So a car or a house?
No, it's a house. It's a house.
Okay.
So in a nutshell, fast forward, I signed the offer to purchase. Okay, that was on the 7th of December. But now, after careful consideration, we want to cancel. So, I'd like to know...
Who wants to cancel? You want to cancel, or the seller wants to cancel? The buyer wants to cancel?
No, I want to cancel.
What are the reasons, Neville, that you want to cancel?
Well, the reasons is, my family has got some sort of emotional attachments, to the house. And me and my wife have decided, no, we no longer want to sell.
So you want to know what rights you have and what the implications would be?
Yes, exactly that.
All right, and the offer to purchase is signed by all parties already?
That's right, Chad.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it is a tough one. I've had a few of these cases. It's usually the buyers have found out something they don't like, or they realize they can't finance it really, or whatever, even though they've got bank finance, and they want to pull out. And then there's usually agents involved, and then they get very sticky and make them pay huge cancellation fees, usually all their commission. And is there an agent involved in this deal, Neville, or is it a private sale?
Yes, Wendy, there is an agent involved.
And what's the agent saying?
Well, the agent says he's not 100% sure. You must still speak to his principal, and he's ducking and diving me. And as a matter of fact, I've got a meeting tonight, with the potential purchasers.
Okay. So just as there would be consequences for the purchasers they're not potential purchasers, I'm afraid, once that OTP is signed.
Yes.
And you accepted it and you signed, because negotiations finished now. Now you need to start negotiations about how you can get out of the deal. I think it's a process that can go legal or not, but I think go in with, cap in hand saying these things happened. I'm sorry, that we should have come to this conclusion before the deal was signed. But I think be prepared to have to open your wallet a little bit on this one, Neville. I don't think you're going to escape it without paying.
Well, look, the thing is, I am willing to pay. I know there's going to be some penalties or repercussions or something like that. I am willing to pay whatever there is to be paid, but not, not too much. For example, their commission was worked out on about plus minus 100,000 rand. Now, the offer to purchase is 1.3 million, and out of that, I will get about 1.2, and 100,000 rand would have been the commission. So what I wanted to find out, isn't there like a window period?
Not with a OTP.
No.
Sorry?
Yeah, not with an offer to purchase, especially on your side if the buyer has committed. But I think what Wendy is advising is probably the best route is have a conversation and see what they are willing to discuss outside of legal stuff. And if it goes there, that you're going to have to be prepared for what those implications might look like, because maybe it's going to be a percentage or something along those lines, Wendy. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and if the buyers really, really have their heart set on the house and they're furious and they say, well, you signed, we had a done deal, we've arranged this and this and this. It might be the case, hopefully not, that to get out of the deal is going to cost you so much that you're going to say to the family, look, this doesn't make any financial sense. Let's just go ahead with it and find a home that we can get equally emotionally attached to and move on. I would love you to report back to me on how it pans out, because it helps me to advise others in these situations, Neville. So please get my details from our producer, Prashida, and we can chat in the weeks ahead. I'm not taking a break.
Please
except for Christmas Day.
Yes. Please do stay on the line, Neville, and maybe we can get some feedback, because I don't think that is the first time that a person might find themselves in that situation. Calvin on the WhatsApp line says, the gentleman wanting to get out of the property sale must see an independent attorney to look over the sale agreement. There are often ways to cancel if the purchaser hasn't done what he or she must do, and the estate agent won't tell the seller that he is entitled to cancel. So that's coming through from Kevin.
Good advice.
Wishing you all of the best there. We're going to have to leave it there, Wendy, Nola and Malcolm. Have a beautiful Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You too.
There's a new way to experience all your favorites. Pulse Africa, the 24/7 fast channel, now live on PrimeMediaPlus.com and the Prime Media Plus app, bringing you the best of Prime Media around the clock. Watch the biggest moments from 7:02. It's non-stop entertainment and authentic African storytelling, all from Africa's leading media network. Pulse Africa, only on the PrimeMediaPlus.com and Prime Media Plus app.
Wits Business School has been awarded Equus accreditation, reaffirming its position among the world's leading business schools. This year marks the success of 1,133 academic and 1,300 executive education graduates, individuals prepared to confront leadership challenges in South Africa and beyond. To all students, alumni, faculty and partners, thank you for being part of this journey. Wits Business School wishes everyone rest, renewal and continued success this holiday season. Wits Business School, sculpting global leaders.
Who says everyday driving can't be très chic? Rent premium with Sani Sixt now. Own the stylish Citroen C3 later. Yes, that's 3 cars, 3 months, 3 chances to say ooh la la. Just book directly on sani.co.za. Call us or rent at any branch between 1 November and 31 January, and you're automatically entered into the draw. Bon voyage with Sani Sixt and win. T's and C's apply.
Yo, Timber.
Yeah?
What you reckon Bongs is gonna pick?
With today's fixture lineup, it's gonna be sports.
Gotta be.
Whoa! And there it is, his first multi-bet for the day.
And with Betway Scratch, he's got a chance to bag a share of a guaranteed 1.5 million rand in daily prizes on sport or casino bets.
Cash.
What?
Bonus flights.
Yes.
Spins.
Yeah.
Extra bets. You name it.
Oh, it's the season of scratching and scoring, only at betway.co.za.
Betway is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No persons under the age of 18 are permitted to gamble. NRGP counseling line 0800 006 008. All events are fixed odds betting games.
Every December, it's the same story. New toys, new clothes, and more takeaways. And by January, the bonus is gone. Grow it, don't blow it. With a Nedbank investment. Invest 100,000 Rand or more in a Nedbank 12-month electronic fixed deposit account and stand a chance to win 50,000 Rand. Invest your bonus and grow your future. See money differently. Nedbank. We're licensed FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Send through your songs for the year that was 2020. 5702 afternoons at 702.co.za. It's just after 3 o'clock.
This is EWN.
Concerns raised over initiate deaths as the death toll rises and confiscated alcohol disposed in the city of Cape Town. Good afternoon, I'm Bali Dlamini. The Traditional Affairs